Before I go any further with this video, guys, if you are not subscribed to the second channel, make sure you subscribe to that channel because I will be posting a lot more frequently on there, especially more than I post on here because I'm going to be dropping some drafts and just things on there where I'm just speaking without no script or anything, and I'm just talking off the top of the dome, stuff like that. And if you enjoy that kind of podcast type feel, go and subscribe to that second channel, and I will be dropping my top 50 NBA players on that channel. I'm not going to tell y'all when, but make sure you're subscribed, and that's basically it. So let's go on with this video.
You hear me? Hit the rollie, start with the rollie on. Who was our getaway car, Jag portfolio? You hear me? Hey, I heard I had some sneak dissers. Whoever feeling hot, that AR got a heat sensor. Cuz said don't entertain them hungry niggas. I wish I would pay attention to these homeless niggas.
With James Harden breaking Kobe Bryant's streak of the most consecutive 30-point games, I think it's safe to say that James Harden has to be one of the greatest offensive players in NBA history. I mean, in the month of December, he put up averages that were just straight up ridiculous. And honestly, since Chris Paul has been hurt, he has not only maintained that level of great consistency, but he has even elevated it to an even further level. So I definitely think offensively, James Harden is playing that better than almost anybody in NBA history. And I say anybody because there's a specific player that I want to harp on, and that is obviously, if you see the title, Kobe Bryant. Because Kobe Bryant in the 2006 NBA season played phenomenal basketball, playing 80 games and averaged 35 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, while shooting 45% from the field, just under 35% from 3, and 85% from the free throw line. And sure, Kobe Bryant defensively is way better than Harden, and in that season played all NBA defense. This video is specifically meant to only target offensively and what they're doing scoring wise. And I definitely think James Harden's offensive game, especially, or should I say primarily, in the regular season, has definitely earned the right to be compared to some all-time greats in their offensive game as well. The primary thing that we're going to compare is the streak, because if you look at the streak that both of these players are on, the streak of the 30-point games, it is ridiculous and it is crazy the numbers that both of these players put up. When you look at Kobe Bryant's game, he averaged 42 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds, while shooting 45% from the field, 38% from 3, and 87% from the free throw line. Meanwhile, James Harden over the 17-game stretch, 41 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, also while averaging 43% from the field, 38% from 3, and 89% from the free throw line. And honestly, I'm going to excuse the turnovers for Harden here in this scenario because of the fact that Harden is averaging way more assists. And even though Kobe Bryant is turning the ball over less, when you compare the fact that he's averaging 4 assists to 3 turnovers, come on now, you got to have to cut Harden some slack in that category. But when you look at how great Harden has been over this past 17 games and the fact that the Rockets are winning games, you definitely have to look at this season and say it might be a better offensive year than Kobe Bryant. And look, I understand so many people hate Harden's game. It's very dependent on drawing contact and getting to the free throw line. And I'm not going to say that Harden is having an overall better season than Kobe Bryant because let's be real here, Kobe Bryant defensively, like I said earlier, played that at an all-NBA level. But when you look at the offensive game, though Kobe is, in my opinion, a better scorer, James Harden this year is having one of the best offensive years in NBA history. And I know numerous people will point to the help and the roster. And I'm not saying that Harden has a better roster by any means, but let's just think about something. CP3 this year has been up and down with his game, and he suffered from multiple injuries. Eric Gordon has been injured over the past month or so, and even when he was playing, really was not playing up to his standards. Carmelo Anthony, do I even have to explain what a cancer he is? And then you look at the rest of his roster and see what's left. Brandon Knight, Marquise Chris, PJ Tucker, Gerald Green, James Ennis, Daniel House, and Austin Rivers. And though Austin Rivers has been balling for Houston, let's be real, going into that pickup, a lot of people viewed Austin Rivers as trash, who was really just used because he was the coach's son in LA. And though Clint Capella has been balling this year, and I'm not going to take nothing away from him, I think he deserves to be an all-star no matter what, and he could possibly make an all-NBA defensive team. But at the end of the day, let's be real, his game is very dependent on James Harden's, and now he's injured too, and he's going to be out for a month. Now, I'm not saying Harden's going to keep up this level of play, but Harden right now is having just an amazing season, and I definitely think a lot of people should give him his props. And when you look at his roster, man, when Nene is starting at the center position for you, that's how you know your roster is very depleted, and Harden's going to have to do a lot of carrying. Now, I hope it carries to the postseason because, man, when he's not getting those calls because they allow some physicality in the playoffs, it's going to be tougher for him because his game is going to have to adjust to that environment. And Harden's never really been that great in the playoffs because of his lack of adjusting to different environments, especially in the playoffs. So you guys in the comment section, let me know down below what you think of Harden's season. And though I'm not saying it's better than Kobe's, I definitely think it is comparable. And aside from Kobe Bryant in the 2000s, there's only one player I can think of that is comparable to this scoring season, and that is Steph Curry. Now, the reason I'm not going to go as far as to say Harden's season is better than any other player in terms of scoring wise, like completely better, definitively, and set in stone, is because the season is not over and Clint Capella is going to be out for another month, and we really don't know how Harden's going to finish the season because let's be real here, he could get tired and burn out and his numbers may, decline a little bit, and hopefully we pray he doesn't get injured, but there's a chance he could get injured. I mean, he's had his fair share of injuries in his career. Hopefully it doesn't happen. He's been relatively healthy, but it can happen with him carrying this much weight, especially with him being in this Mike D'Antoni system. So you guys let me know in the comment section, what do you think about James Harden's season? How do you think it compares to Kobe Bryant's season in 2006? And also, you guys, make sure you drop a like down below and comment. Also, subscribe if you're new. Subscribe to the second channel. Y'all have a great day. I'm out. Peace.